Welcome to Robyn's Roost. I'm Robyn Rassett, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Minnesota. It's fall and I live on a farm, although we don't farm it anymore. We rent it out. Yay! That means we don't have to do any of the work. There's some great things about being retired, aren't there? So, fall is like my favorite time of the year. I've grown up in Minnesota, lived here all my life, and it's so beautiful in the fall. The mosquitoes go away. They're not quite there yet, but they're close. We can actually walk on the old railroad grade that's a trail now without getting eaten alive. The leaves turn colors. The days are cooler, cool in the morning, nice in the afternoon. You can't ask for anything better than that. So today I'm in my stamp room. Well, it's nice outside, which is kind of like, I want to be outside. But anyways, I'm going to show you a fun technique. It's kind of a color block technique, which is where you use different blocks of color. This one is done by cutting angles on your patterned paper. And I saw this, it was done by a fellow demonstrator, Susan Birch, and she did it with the fun, Lily Pond Lane. It's the one with the paper with the little ducks on it. And I really wanted to do that card, but I promised my girls at class tomorrow that I would, or actually today, right? I'm doing this on Tuesday, but I promised them fall themed cards, and I wasn't quite sure if the spring looking duck pond fit that. So I've chosen to use the Autumn Expressions bundle and the matching Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper. It's a 6x6 paper with lots of cool fall colors in it. So let's flip the camera and we'll get started. So we're going to start by choosing 3 pieces of Designer Series paper. And I've chosen ones from the Splendid Autumn. So it has a variety of colors to choose from for your card base and your layers. Now, when I chose, I wanted to go with a green for this, for my solid color on this set. So I'm going to flip that piece over. I want to have all of the pieces that I want up when I'm cutting. And if you have a certain part that you want to show, you also want to keep that in mind when you stack your pieces together. So you're going to want to cut this to 3 3/4 by 5. And again, you have to think, am I cutting off the side that I want cut off? So once you have that, now you have your pieces that you're going to be working with. The rest is scraps that you can use on another card. So next what we're going to do is you're going to put your tip at about 1 inch. This isn't important where you put it. Your angles can be anyway because you're going to mix and match these pieces. And then I'm just going to tip this corner to about 1 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and slice through all 3. And like I said, if it doesn't stay on there, it's not super important. It'll just kind of give you an angle. And then I'm going to move this to about, maybe about a 1/2 inch. And I want to cut on the other side now. So I'll go to my 1 inch mark over here. I guess I'm about to 1 inch here too. Not important because they're all going to be the same. So then we are done with our trimmer. Let me just get this out of the way. So now we have enough pieces to make 3 cards. So you're going to take 1 piece from each stack, and you're just going to mix and match. Oops, we got a mixy-matchy this way. And of course, if you have a certain one that really, really you like and you want, say I want this one to be with this strip, then I have to like think about that when I'm mixing and matching. And I have to rearrange everybody. So once you have those the way that you really want them, you can go ahead and layer them onto your pieces. Now I've pulled in, I've got crushed curry, Cajun craze, and Highland heather. I just kind of picked 3 colors. We'll see how they go. I was thinking the Highland heather because this piece had all the purples in it. But if I put them on and I really don't like it, we can always go back and find something different. And I liked the reds in here, so I've got the Cajun craze, and this one had the yellows, so I picked the crushed curry. So I think I'm okay with all of these. So we can just go ahead and adhere them down. Now, they may not line up just absolutely perfectly. At least they never do for me. So you can either use your tape runner or your liquid glue, whichever you prefer to work with. Liquid glue gives you a little bit more wiggle room if you get them down wrong. So you might want to like just kind of lay it down and not rub it until you have everything in place. And this is actually my 3rd set of doing these today, so hopefully I'll be even better at it. I did have a little bit of trouble on lining up all these edges, like on this one. Let's just go up a hair. It seemed like this was the one that I always had trouble with, maybe because I did it last. And now I can't get it to stick. There we go. Okay, I'm going to call it good. So then we'll just go ahead and do that with each one. So once we have those all done, I've got some of the die cuts from the Autumn Expressions. It has this cool, you can make a purse or a frame. We're going to use it as a frame. Now it cuts out 2 of each. So I ended up cutting out 2 black and 2 white. And now I've got to trim these ones down. This is going to be our frame around the outside. And you really don't have any waste with this, because if you want, you can take these black insides and emboss on them with white embossing powder, and that looks really cool too. And then flip-flop, you know, the insides, outsides. And we're not folding it to make a tag, so we're just going to cut all these extra tabs off. Okay, now let's do some stamping. Now you could use colors to match each one of your cards. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to start with just tuxedo black. But you know, you could take Cajun craze and maybe a gorgeous grape and a green. But for these cards, I'm just going to go with black. Now, the Autumn Expressions has 3 gorgeous big greetings that work great for in these labels. So I'm going to do one card with each one. Now they won't all fit sideways. As you can see, this perfectly lovely day one has to go this direction. Think of him as a portrait. It does fit. It's a little tight. So there's that one. Then we have Change Can Be Beautiful. And our final greeting is Grateful for You. I just love the fonts on these greetings. They're very elegant, which isn't my usual style, but they're really pretty. So then you have to decide which greeting matches which card. I really like that Change Can Be Beautiful with the ones with all the colored leaves, because it's really about change, right? Colored leaves. So then we're going to put our, why does that not fit? Does only one side fit? What did I do? Apparently the did something different on that one. Okay, so now when you glue these together, here's a little tip to make it easier. You could, of course, glue them down and then, you know, like glue the white one down and then glue the black frame around it. But you can also take a little piece of Scotch tape and go ahead and snug them together, and then add your piece of tape, and then now you can add the glue and flip it over, either your liquid glue or your tape runner. I'm actually going to use liquid glue so that I make sure that I get it on the edges. Now if you wanted to put a ribbon around, you know, like a nice piece of maybe some burlap or something that would go with the fall theme, you could do that before you put your greeting down. But I'm not going to put any ribbon on these. I think I do have another one I'll show you at the end that I did. So then you just have to decide where you want it. Honest to Pete, these must not be all the same. I did not realize that the two sides were different. So you have to match up the inside that goes with the outside. I must have just always grabbed the ones that matched up until this point, because I hadn't noticed that. So as long as you have like sets, you shouldn't have a problem with that. Just that one has a wider edge than the other. Probably for the folding over if you're doing like the purses. Now I have just some crumb cake card bases, and these are just standard card bases. Yeah, they are 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, And I could do like a bunch of different ones, you know, to kind of match the colors. But I thought it would be simpler just to do all one. And of course, any of these layers could be popped up if you wanted with dimensionals. So they're really pretty, just simple, without any doodads and embellishments and ribbon, but they're really pretty with those doodads and embellishments too, right? So for right now, I'm just going to put these together, and then I have a whole bunch of them that I made earlier today with some of those doodads. Because as stampers, we have a hard time leaving things plain, don't we? I know I do. But sometimes you want just a simple card that'll go through the mail without, you know, the postage machines eating it up. And these would definitely fit that bill, right? They're flat, they'll mail. And then, of course, you have all these extras that you cut off from your DSP, and you can just cut those to fit on the inside, and you have a nice strip. If you want, you could put a very vanilla layer in here, or a basic white, or you can leave it plain, just the crumb cake. So let me just pull in the other ones that I've made today. So I did 2 different sets. So this set was kind of what I think of as more of my purple and blue, although I do have a Calypso coral one. And you can see I've added a bow, some vellum, and some die cuts. These are actually from that same die set as this. A couple of gems. And then here's some more gems. Here I just tied 2 of the baker's twines together. So I had the I think it's a copper and a night of navy together. It was really simple to do. I'm not very good at double bows, so that's my double bow. And then I had some vellum on this one and some embellishments that I added. And then my other set was kind of more of the yellows and oranges. And on this one, here's where you can see that I actually heat embossed the white on the black. And I did not put the white frame around it. I added some burlap that I had on this one and then popped this up over it. Some gems on here. This one's just plain with a couple of gems. And this leaf is also in the die set. It goes with the Autumn Expressions, or I guess it is the Autumn Expressions die. So it's just some ideas. And of course, you don't have to use the Autumn Expressions with this cool cutting technique. You could use any designer series paper. Just remember when you do it that whatever side you want up on your cards, you have to have up when you cut the 3 piled together, because you cannot flip them over. Well, I mean, you could flip all of them over, but you can't flip just one over because the angles are going to be goofy and they won't fit. So hope you enjoyed this technique. Thanks for stopping by at the Roost. Hope you have a great day.